I get to thank you for all being here tonight. I'm going to put this down, sound guy. You have other places you could be and other things you could be doing, other places you could donate money and chuck wagon rides, and yet you're all here. And even if you do nothing more, we are so very, very grateful. And if you choose to do more and help us with the matching tonight, we will be ecstatic. I want to thank our sponsors, starting with our repeat sponsors who have committed to us year after year. You gotta know that we know that if you didn't support us, this event wouldn't happen. We know that you just gotta know how grateful we are, so thank you. To our new sponsors who have taken the plunge and have jumped in with us this year, we hope we don't let you down. I want to thank all who purchased tables and tickets. So many of you in this room signed up to sponsor and buy tables each year right after the gala, and we need you to know how important it is that you're choosing to be part of our team. And there are some of you who have walked in tonight thinking, what in God's name have I gotten myself into? And if you have, and you're new here, we welcome you, and we hope you have a good time. Our brand is a gala that's a good time, and I hope you're having one. Thank you. I'm guessing that's a Murphy girl that helped me with that, so thank you, Annie. Now, for any of you who are a little hazy on the details of our past galas, let me tell you a little bit about the Unlocking Potential Foundation. So the job of the UP Foundation is to raise money so that Catholic Family Service can continue to offer programs that build strong families. And that's exactly who we are. We are about families. And when we say families, we mean all families, regardless of who they are, where they come from, what they've been through, who they choose to love, or where they choose to pray. The Irish author James Joyce wrote that Catholic means, here comes everybody. And if you go home tonight thinking that everybody belongs at CFS, we'll have done our job. So why families, you might ask me? Well, I can tell you that we know that strong families give our kids the absolute best chance in life to write their own strong story about who they are. That strong families help kids develop the resilience to celebrate their successes and, more importantly, really, withstand the challenges of life with people who love them like no other. And we know that the science of brain development is abundantly clear that healthy and robust families build better human beings. But you know what? Nothing will tell you or will speak as loudly about the critical importance of family as the pictures you've seen rolling around this screen tonight. There's some pretty incredible families back there. So I have a 25 and a 23-year-old. I know it's a shock, but I do. Or I like to think I do. And who all in their age group don't know that telephones exist. They don't use them, and if you want to get a hold of my kids, you better figure out how to text. So if my phone rings, like it actually rings, and I look, and on the call display I see that it is either Julia or Christopher, who are my kids, I lead actually with a feeling, not a thought, a feeling of raw fear in the pit of my stomach, followed by the following thoughts. What's wrong? Are they hurt? Can I fix it? And in the case of my daughter who lives a world away, how fast can I get there? And so many of you will know exactly what I'm talking about. I'd wager there are so many parents in this room that have gotten that call from your child or your school or someone else. And it's terrifying. And it never ends, I gotta tell you, new parents. It doesn't matter how old they are, it never ends. And I gotta tell you, and I apologize, honey, I don't usually have this feeling when anyone else calls. And this does speak to the unexplainable, visceral, intense connection that is within family. And I gotta tell you, research backs it up. We are hardwired for belonging and connection as much as food and water. And this starts early, and it starts often in our lifetime. You know, grade 8 kids were asked in a recent study whether they understood the difference between belonging and fitting in. They knew the difference in such a profound way. They said not fitting in at school is hard. It sucks. It sucks not to get on a team. It sucks to be rejected from a friend. But not belonging at home is the worst. And keep in mind, these were kids who were 13 years old, whose parents would say they weren't that interested in them, on the surface at least. So this is the deal, right? There's this intense connection in families, and if we get it right, or rather right enough, we raise kids who have a much better chance of bouncing back strong for when, as Kevin will tell you in a moment, things can go south. Because you know what? It's impossible to prevent life from happening to all of us. There's good things that happen, amazing things that happen, bumpy things that happen, and sometimes, as we've seen in recent weeks in Canada, tragic things that happen to families. And what CFS does is we support families to equip their kids with a foundation of resilience so they can grow from whatever comes their way. And if that connection is missing or damaged or lost, people hurt deeply, and it will cost us all to get it back on track. So it's probably pretty clear to you by now that we passionately believe in the healing power of family, and that by serving the entire family, we can ultimately change the course of a child's life and the life of generations to come. And so tonight, I am so thrilled, and we are, Catholic Family, thrilled to profile our FAST program. It's an internationally acclaimed parent engagement program that helps children build resilience by strengthening their relationships at home and at school. FAST originated in Madison, Wisconsin, and now operates worldwide in places like the UK, Australia, and Iran. And CFS was the first organization in Canada to offer this program under the previous CEO, Greg Campbell, who's here tonight.